Well, hello everybody. Now that I have actually got my microphone turned on, whereas the first 4 installments did not have a microphone, we can actually talk about what we're doing. So right now I am just working on getting this field here planted in the 1-tile challenge on Calm Lands. We are planting this field here into oats. Excuse me. What we're going to be doing though, more so, is we're going to visit our tiny house. And let's actually discuss some of the things that have been happening, just to kind of recap, even though in the description of episode 2, I went in more depth as to what we had done. So first thing we did was we planted this here field of grass and this field over here of grass. Those were our first 2 fields. Now, after that, we got into September and we planted this here field of wheat, which I actually plan on expanding 2 more, probably about another 8 meters. So it'll actually come out just a little bit further. And then we have another field that's going to go in over here, and that's going to be sorghum this year. All right, now our primary focus on this playthrough is going to be animals. So we are going to put in, at the very least, we're going to have pigs. I've been wanting to do pigs, even though I hate doing pigs, but I've been wanting to do pigs on a challenge such as this because I think it's going to make it really much more interesting. We're not going to, at least not immediately, we're not going to get into trees or anything like that. And as far as what we have for income sources, because we are paying for monthly loan interest, and without having some way of covering that, we're going to be struggling for money. So one of the things that we have is we have this here open air farm or open air greenhouse, and it serves multiple purposes. I wanted it to, I wanted it for growing crops for us to sell, but I also wanted it to grow potatoes so that we could use those for feed for our pigs when we get them. I'm not going to continue to grow potatoes because I've got like 5,000 liters, and for right now, that's enough. Next thing that we have done, though, to also figure out what we're going to use to pay off our monthly installments of interest is in 3 of the corners, because this corner over here is our farm lot, and I want to go back over to the farm lot in just a moment as soon as we get done with talking about this over here. So over in this corner, we have a solar power generator, and we have one of these in each corner that's not this top corner. And as you can see, I went a little over on my field size, and it's my fault, but I actually am going to turn this into a lot for animals, so it's not generally going to be something I'm harvesting off of. So, we will remedy that issue through that way. Now down here we are planting the oats, but one thing I wanted to make sure I got done this episode is I wanted to get some sort of animals. But we have sold off our original barn shed, and I will go over what other fields we're going to have beyond the oats that we're planting right now. I believe we're going to plant 3 additional fields, one of which is going to be sorghum, and that's going to be, generally speaking, that's going to be right here in this area once we widen this field out a little bit, but generally speaking, it'll be in this area. And then we will also have a field right here, and that's going to be corn. And the objective here was I have corn, sorghum, wheat, and I'm just going to work it in a clockwise fashion. So next year, Actually, it'd probably go counterclockwise now that I'm thinking about it, because I want to put my wheat following my sorghum. That way I can plant it the month that I want it. So I have stuff to do. I mean, I could plant the wheat in the month of September, October, and it would be harvested in August. So I guess that would be fine. I can go clockwise or counterclockwise, but that's kind of the idea was, I'm just going to move one over, and then the one that's here is going to move to the one there, and the one that's over there is going to move here. So if I go in a counterclockwise, then we'll just always have that rotation. Now, up here, that's where things are a little bit different. I wanted to have a large field and a good size but not massive field, one for soybeans, one for oats, and we'll just rotate those two, but so we can get a cash crop going throughout the year. Whether I do a production though, I don't know. I could, and very well could. If I do, then we'll just earn money from the productions. And I don't know where I'm going to place those yet. Probably going to leave a similar space to what is between this field and the this field and our greenhouse. So I mean, it's a fairly large area. I want to leave that on both sides. So roughly speaking, that's about, I want to say, probably about 15 meters. So yeah, I'd like to leave that space and then finish off with a field going that direction. This field up here, when I get to it, it's actually going to be wider than those two fields. So, but it's probably going to be a little bit shorter. So it's probably not going to start till like somewhere around here, and then it's going to go up to the end. So it's going to be shorter this way, but wider this way than either of these two fields. So I hope that kind of straightens that out. I do have to go and get more fertilizer into the seed drill here. So we're going to run up to our barn and take care of that. You'll have, if you were watching in the previous episode, you saw I had a King Ranch tedder, and that is gone. I'm not going to get another cutting off this massive amount of grass that we have, because they're going to be fields next month. So I decided, if all I have is this and maybe a little bit around the edge of that field, I don't need anything that massive for that. So I decided, let's just move on from that. But by moving on from it, I get to get some animals. And the first animals I'm going to get probably something like sheep would be my guess. I haven't entirely decided. I really want goats, because goats are so much cuter, but at the same time, I just haven't really made up my mind either way. I wanted to get pigs first, but the cost of getting a pig pen, it was just not something I could do. So we are going to go and start with we're going to start with a sheep enclosure, and I am using the same sheep enclosure as the originator of this playthrough. So we will be using the small shed for our sheep, and I kind of want to place it right up over here. So let's go ahead and let's get this shed into place. All right. So it's this one right here. It holds 25, but we will we will do something a little bit different.
Are you packing up discs right now?
I just want to get it
Packing up discs right now.
right there. All right. Do I want to customize the fence? Yes. And I'm going to do my best to make these straight. It's not going to be perfect. All right. Do you want to plant the meadow for... No. All right, so let's take a quick look at that. That's a pretty big pen. All right. I can have 81 animals here. That's a pretty solid amount. I'm pretty happy with that. One of the things I do need to do is I do need to get something to kind of, I just want to soften that slope a little bit. Now, the next thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get these guys some food. Now, this is where we're going to get our wool. That's fine. Not a big deal. All right, I do want to put some sort of placeables in here. I don't know if I can. Fences, lights, others. Okay, others. We were wanting just a couple of things to decorate in here. You know, I just want to have some, you know, various little oddities. Next thing. And we'll try and do like a decoration. Just something in there to kind of give the impression that, you know, I just like to have a little bit of fun in here. Maybe put something like that. And maybe not that one. Yeah, all right. Like I say, I'm not gonna go too crazy on this. And I think that's enough in there. All right, so just gonna have a few things in here, just to kind of have some fun with it. Yeah, one of the things I'll need to do is go and get some water, which I have water, but let's just go ahead and get ourselves some sheep. So not really sure. No, we are out again. And that leaves a fairly large area for us to place pigs. So that will be additionally nice. I just won't have the money to do that right away. So I guess what we'll wind up doing is using this field to cut that grass and gain a little bit of grass to bale with. Now I need to purchase another tractor so I can do these tasks. I don't know if I have one available. I would like to add that I have been using the extreme used vehicles mod, and that is something that I really enjoyed previously, and I like to have a selection of used vehicles, so that's kind of why I went with keeping that. Now, not really sure, but we are going to just let him get going again. Let's go take a look, see if there's anything cheap for tractors, even if it's a tractor that, you know, in a couple of months I can resell. I just need something to do some work with, and of course there isn't anything on the used market. I may buy that just so that I don't have to go through the trouble of baling right now, and I can focus on other stuff. That's a good price. Some of the things I will be needing is I still need a planter next month, so I'm probably going to have to bale, aren't I? Yeah, I'm going to have to bale, which is fine. I could downgrade my mower though, because I don't need a huge mower anymore. So yeah, if I want to take a quick look, see how much my mower is. All right, our mower currently is the Claas. No, it's the Shmaz. And I mean, I could fix it up a little bit, go down from 3.9 meters down to 2.8. I mean, that's a huge difference, but I don't have a ton to mow. 2.8, but I'm only going to be saving a few $100, so maybe that's not the play. That's not the play I thought it was, you guys. That's hay. That's straw. It looks like another thing I was going to look at too is a forage harvester, mostly because I was curious whether or not this was worth it. And it's really not. So, you know, there's that. Hopefully we are able to continue on getting this field done, because I do have a lot of stuff I want to get done this month. So I still have to roll this field, and I need to cut some more grass so I can bale some more and get them a bale, because I'll probably just start doing straight up grass. That way I can wrap anything extra every spring once we have gotten through our year. And just kind of watching what I'm doing here. I really do like having, you know, a decent sized field like this. Even though this is a larger area, it was never intended to actually be anything more than a lot for like animals. So let's see if we can't get this all the way around one more time without having to go back and get more. And I just want to turn that on. Well, or not. Oh, now it kicks on. Alright. Let's go ahead and get this finished up. And like I was saying, I do need to have the money to purchase another planter, or an actual planter, not another planter. But and that is going to cost me at least $3,500. Let's continue. I know I've got to go back and hit that spot again. So yeah, we're going to get this field finished off, and I'd like to get some actual sheep in that pen. So that means I need to get, as soon as I get this finished with the planting, I will go ahead, cut some grass quick, get a bale, and get that hauled over for our animals, and then some water as well. I will roll this field off camera. It's not anything that needs to be done on on camera for any reason. And we've got $18 liters yet to go on this one. Got a little spot right here I want to hit. And this space up here. That should be everything. All right, let's get this back up here. And all right, got that hooked up. And get turned around. Go in the opposite direction. And is my pasture field here perfect? Absolutely not. Do I care? Absolutely not. All right, let's get this dropped off right there. Now the nice part about some mods that and especially ones that I have, is that I can actually drop bale early. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to drop this bale early. And I'm going to probably purchase, I want to say, oh no, I didn't want to do that. I'm going to purchase probably about $2,000 worth of livestock here. Maybe. Well, I'm kind of stuck. So, let's see if we can't. Yeah, I know. Ah, well. We got her loose. Silly goose. And we are nearly full on this bale. I think what we'll do is just turn it around and dump it off. All right, and let's go ahead. I'm just gonna drop that off, leave it there. That's fine. It'll be fine. Come on. I've got this thing stuck in such a terrible spot. Just trying to get the tongue moved, and I think I got it. All right, let's go ahead, run up there and give them some water. And get some sheep in there. All right, let's go ahead and buy some sheep. Do I have a transport? I do not. All right, looks like I gotta go get one of those. My glasses are sitting on my face a little weird, hurting my ears. Probably as a result of the headphones. All right, let's get up here. Let's see if we have a transport in here that's not expensive. There is no transport. Okay. Let's just go down to animals. We are not going to be getting this one. All right, looks like we're getting this one. We will buy that. All right, now we just have to go to the animal dealer, get ourselves some sheep. I believe animal dealer is back here. Yes, it is. No. Sheep and goats. We're going to get one. All right. Animal transport box. We want 2 of these and 2 of these. And I'm actually going to buy 2 of those, 2 of those, and 2 of those. So we're going to start off with 16 of them. But right now, let's get these guys over there. I wanted to have 2 older ones and 2 younger ones. But we'll get these ones loaded, and I'll do the rest of them off camera. We'll call this an episode once we get them in their little husbandry. And that will give us 16 sheep. I believe we can have 89, which is cool. It'll just take, you know, a while to build up to that point. And I do have the mod that sells excess because we cap out at whatever it is, 89 sheep. That's fine. I'm okay with capping out. Sheep aren't the livestock I really want to go off of. It's pigs, but it's going to be expensive to fill out that other half of that field with pigs. So let's go ahead and get these loaded in here. Yeah, all right, move to husbandry. Okay, move to husbandry. Okay, and there we have it, you guys. We've got some animals in here. We got a total of 4. I'll get some more. But that there concludes episode number 3 of our 1 tile challenge on Calmlands, and I do hope you guys are enjoying it. I am enjoying this as well. It's making me think, which, you know, I don't do enough of anyways, and I am glad that I'm having to get the old noggin to work out. So we will see you guys next time, and be safe until then. See you guys later. This is Graybeard Gaming out.